Rational versus irrational numbers. We have square root of 19 versus the square root of 169. So let's do a quick check. Square root of 19. Square root of 19. What number times itself gives you 19? Well, we can try to guess, right? 3 times 3 gives us 9. 4 times 4 is 16. That's under 19. Okay. 5 times 5, 25. That's over 19. We may need to use our calculator for reference on that one. So calculator time, turn on your calculator, clear anything you might have, push the second button, and then you have a square root right where your x squared is. So by pushing second, and the x squared will give you the square root. Once again, square button is right next to your 7, or in the corner of the 7, number 7 keypad. So there's my square root, and we're doing square root of 19, and close your parentheses, and hit enter. Notice your parentheses are right above your number keypad, right? So our number 4.3589, pardon me, 8898, etc. So it's a continuous number, essentially. So roughly, there's approximation, 4.35, 89, 894. And the next one was the square root of 169. Square root of 169, what number times itself twice will give you 169? Sounds like a calculator time, right? Second, square root, keep in mind second, and this x square root button will give you the square root of 169. Close your parentheses and hit enter. Hey, it's an exact number, it's 13. It's a nice exact number. There it is. Square root of 169, gives us 13. Which one's rational, which one's irrational from your point of view? Rational. Irrational. Well, the wording kind of gives us a hint. Irrational. Probably a continuous number, non-stop, right? Irrational. Square root of 19 continues forever. Versus rational, it's an exact number. 13 is an exact answer, agreed? So there it is. And up next we have product property for non-negative numbers a and b. If we have the square root of a times b inside one radicand, the equivalent is to separate your two radicands, square root of a times the square root of b. Be aware of this. This works for both multiplication and division. But you must be multiplying and dividing, or I should say dividing only. If you have addition or subtraction inside the radicand, this does not work. So once again, if you have addition or subtraction inside the radicand, inside the square root sign, you cannot expand this or separate this. But if it's pure multiplication and division, yes, it works. So we have the square root of a product is the product of the square roots. For instance, square root of 25 times 4. We can separate that out into square root of 25 times the square root of 4. Okay, square root of 25 times 4. Once again, we can separate them out into two radicands. Square root of 25 times the square root of 4. Square root of 25, one number times itself gives you 25. That'll be 5, right? Square root of 4, one number times itself gives you 4. That'll be 2. 2 times 2 gives us 4. So 5 times 2. 5 times 2 gives us 10. Remember, if you try this on your calculator cannot tell you the negative answer. It can only tell you the positive answer. So you must have a plus or minus added to that. So in reality, we could have also multiplied. 25 times 4 gives us 100. So we could do the square root of 100. What number times itself twice will give you 100? 10. 10 times 10 gives us 100. Agreed? So remember, your calculator now give you a negative answer, so you need to add the plus or minus. And that will be your complete answer. So quick check. Calculator. Let's try the square root. So second, square root of 25. Close your parentheses. And we'll do them separate. That gives you 5. Second, square root of 4. Close your parentheses. Hit enter. Gives you 2. And second, square root. Let's try them both together. 25. Close your parentheses. Then second, square root again of 4, close your parentheses and hit enter. And it gives you 10. Or you could go 5 times 2 gives you 10. Or likewise, second square root of 100. Close your parentheses, and it should also give you 10. There we go, we double checked it. But remember, it only gives you the positive side. You must add the plus or minus. In most case scenarios, you need a plus or minus, agreed? Unless you're talking about something like length, which we may get into in different videos. So, that essentially covers the product property. Keep in mind, you can separate a large product into smaller products and then take the square roots individually or simplify individually.